On my back, out in the field, is the Mission Workshop R6 ARKIV Field Pack. It's complicated, and I wanted to check this one out with most of the accessories just to see how it all comes together. So that's what we got today. We have this. We also have a Spar VX, which is a crossbody bag of theirs that attaches to this. In fact, it's attached to that thing right now, but this is the R6 Field Pack. What is the R6? 6 rails. Yeah, 6. And so we're going to attach some things to it, show you how it all comes together, how they attach, how they detach, how strong they are, how sturdy they are. Yeah, let's get right to it. This is pretty cool. This is the ARKIV Field Pack, R6 ARKIV Field Pack, Mission Workshop. It's cool. Let's get to it. Sometimes I have a plan. Most of the times I have a plan. And these things are usually pretty straightforward. It follows a format, that kind of thing. This video could be a little bit long, so of course I'll put some chapter markers down below just in case maybe you want to jump to this piece. And this is the Spar. And I've kind of have everything attached. But this is the Mission Workshop ARKIV System. The ARKIV System are these little tracks which can be used to attach various things. And so I've got a bunch of pieces and parts. I promise it all makes sense. But really the thrust of this whole thing, aside from being a fantastically made backpack, is this system includes these rails. They all look about the same. They are sewn in. Just a webbing, the way it's kind of sewn in and attached, makes a rail. Flexible, that kind of thing. But this has 2 on this side, 2 on its opposite side. It's 4. 2 in the front, 6. So we're an R6, 6 rail ARKIV System, and this is the 20-liter field pack. This one's a VX material. They've got a couple different colors and material choices, a 500D basically, or this VX. And most of the material I have here is in that VX 21 material that is awesome, nice. Now, on the top of the rail is a nice little Velcro buckle sewn in there, and when you latch this essentially locks things in so that the things won't slide off. So anyway, we're gonna get to all of that, but before I got too far, and because I did the video initially, this is 2 different things attached. So the idea is generally you're going on a big trip, you pack up everything, you go about your daily business, and maybe you want this kind of capacity, an 8-liter sling pack, or it's not a hip pack, but a crossbody sling attached to 20, so 28 liters with, some room to grow because these are both sort of flexible, could go a little bit larger than that. So you kind of have a lot of things going on here, but we're going to take them all apart. We're going to talk about these things independently, but I just want to show you this, at least, together, is that's how they would kind of roll. Of course, I did the video, and I'll show a little bit of me showing you all sides of the pack as I move around. But now that we've shown you this together, let's rip them apart and kind of break things down to show you, and we'll talk about the accessories as we get to it. Again, this one's complicated, but when I was in San Francisco, I saw this and I just wanted more time with it, and so they sent me this one to look at. And I'm really kind of, you kind of fall in love with the versatility of this design. Not perfect. I'll point out some things along the way, at least, from my perspective, just my opinions. But let's just undo these buckles on the front, and we will slide off this Spar VX. And because things are sort of packed out, they are giving me a little bit of trouble. Oops, I didn't undo the buckle. So as we just buttery smooth getting that off. All right, so more about this later. Lots of coolness with that. I'll put that thing aside. Spar VX edition. But here it is, all its glory, just the pack. Field pack, R6, ARKIV System. Again, because these things are just put together pretty well, you have a lot of versatility. Now, the pack itself just comes like you see. And this is, again, the 20-liter VX variant. Pretty simple bag in that regard. Now, there's one little attachment point on the bottom. Maybe put a light if you're in a cycling mode. And again, the company has designed mostly cycling type packs. A lot of cool stuff. Go check them out for sure. Now, again, 6 rails. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I have, it's a roll top or flip top style design, and the original one came with just a standard plastic buckle. You can update this with, and we'll just put this thing aside, came with a Cobra buckle. So I updated mine with a Cobra buckle, which is, you know, my preferred mode on a bag of this style. Now it kind of goes all the way to the bottom. On the Spar, I kind of had it up and around, but now that's the problem with the Cobra buckles. They look awesome and they're very functional, and you kind of rip them off and get right into where you're going, but it's just heavy, and then you get this kind of piece. So that's the problem with Cobra buckles. Plastic buckles wouldn't be nearly as loud. Now, this piece is just here, and that's how you kind of get into the bag. Now, like I said, it's either flip top, like I kind of have, fold over Cobra buckle, or you can roll top it, because this little thing, probably easier from this angle, is you just undo this, now you roll top it, and then this thing will attach to the Velcro that's on the flap. So there you go. It's, you know, in that regard, it's pretty cool, because you can either roll top it, if that's what you wanted to do, or flip top it, depending on how much stuff you got in there. Now, since we're in this mode, this reveals the only real pocket on the outside. This is the only pocket on the outside. Aqua Guard on the VX edition, and it's a mid pocket. It only goes to about here. So pretty shallow depth. And again, what do? I overpack these things. I've got a lot of packing cubes in here. Let's see, I've got a 10 and an 8, 18, and then I've got the Spiff kit from Mystery Ranch Huckberry. So this thing is just pretty full. So anyway, this is not, it's not, in this one, it's got this kind of gray ripstop material, but it's not lined with felt or anything. On this one, it's not soft. This would be your cell phone. It doesn't even really fit the iPad mini, just because of its depth. It's not going to fit in there, and it's not wide enough really to fit this thing in there easily at all. So pretty much cell phone pocket, maybe some peripherals, AirPods, stuff on the go. This thing is definitely weatherproof, and that's what they tell you. It's all made in the USA and weatherproof, designed to be, again, San Francisco, wet, rainy, and all over town. Now, that's the only other external pocket. And that's, to be, my really only negative about this bag is when we get to the Spar, you know, they built a side zipper to get into it. And, you know, like my M22 here, you know, you can get to different pockets. And so that's why I love this design, because of the front pocket, able to access the main compartment, another side pocket, and then, you know, laptop sleeve in the back. So M22 from GoRuck, it's been my go-to. This is just, again, more weatherproof, because there's really no water intrusion points on this whole bag. Definitely the way you've got it sealed is going to be good. And then there's this Aqua Guard, and with the rain flap pocket in the front, which you probably would never even notice unless I point it out to you. Now, the back panel is pretty cool. Shoulder straps come with a sternum strap, although minor complaint on mine, it's just not long enough. It's a little tight. Now, the one side is the stretchy variant, which is cool in this style pack. I like it. It does slide up pretty nicely on the shoulder straps, so it's nice. And then you've got these rails again. I'm going to show you some definite cool attachments, but I don't have them all. And what's cool about this is next time I'm in San Francisco, I'm going to go back to Mission Workshop. I'll have a frame of reference when I'm looking at the different style of attachments, because you could obviously put some sort of phone thing on the front, which would be really cool. That's just nice. I like this design a ton for its versatility. Just pretty basic 3D spacer mesh kind of thing. Adequately padded, I would say, sort of shoulder straps sewn in here, no load lifters, very simple and basic handle, just some webbing sewn in there, which is fine. Not my preferred. It's just too short for me to probably even wrap it like I've done on the GoRuck M22, but that's what it is. More mesh on the back, no ridges anywhere on here. I do have a laptop in here, so it is providing a little bit of rigidity. There is a frame sheet in there also, so there's that going for you, which is super nice. And then there's a nice little pass-through here. Mine did not come with a hip belt. They obviously make one, you could fit in there, and of course there's a little Velcro square in there so that when you put that hip belt in there, it's just going to hold in place. So it's a nice little addition if you really wanted to put this thing within a low bearing capacity or keep it tight to you since you're going to use it on the bike, then you might want to use that. But it's pretty cool, like it. It's just like, it looks like a little 500D on the front of this one, but mostly VX everywhere else. Let's rip into the inside before we talk accessories. All right, again, we are in roll top mode, so we'll undo that and just put this flap back down into it, and now we're just in flip top mode. Now it's going to be hard to show you, but we're going to do our best. But what do I have in here? Ton of stuff. 8 liter, probably about 80% full. We've got a 4 liter, and then we've got the spiff kit, like I said, at the very bottom. So we got tons of stuff. In terms of how does it fit for 20 liters? Big, definitely bigger than 20 liters. Just did a review on the MPL 22. Put a link up here to that one. And it is way bigger than that one for sure. In fact, I could probably fit that inside of this one. So this one definitely fits larger. We'll get out another pack here in a little bit just to show you some side by side. Now, inside we have one zip pocket, and it's the laptop sleeve, elevated and protected with a frame sheet from the back. In here I just got the 13-inch MacBook Pro. Definitely going to be able to fit a larger laptop in there. One thing I wanted to see, this is the sleeve that I usually have, this from Triple Hot Design. Would this fit inside there? And the answer is yes. So it fits pretty okay. Man, it doesn't really, I guess it does. It slides in there. So if you were concerned about the protection on a 13-inch laptop, you could put it in there, protect it in here. Now, it wouldn't go in and out very easily, so just think about it. I know my friend JT did a video, and he had a Nebulo felt sleeve in there that worked pretty well. Mine's just too big for that, so mine doesn't really work in that mode. But it is fine, and it is padded, but it is not very slick. The outside of this is gray material. The back side of it is kind of rubbery, and it just makes it not very slick. So it's hard to get the laptop in and out of there. Plus, on the go, you got to undo the top and then undo the zipper to get the laptop. And so that's kind of my, in terms of negatives. Wish there was a laptop sleeve externally accessible. I get it, I know why they didn't, and it's just because of water intrusion point. They just want to make it more of a weatherproof bag, which it is. But that's just my only complaint. Otherwise, there's really nothing else to speak of. On the internal part of the bag, it's got this lining that you see everywhere. Here's a Mission Workshop, of course made in the USA. But it is nice, so it's cool. Now let's put some stuff back in here. Different order, maybe not quite as full. Maybe we'll leave the spiff kit out this time. Ooh, that was close. But there we go. We'll just throw this thing out. And close the lid to give it some dimension. Use the buckle, Cobra style. Big sucker for Cobra buckles. No different here. So let's just close this thing down a little bit. More manageable. And so let's talk accessories. So the first one, pretty easy, and I have 2 of them. And you can put them on either side. I don't know the tracks are somewhere else. But these are side opening sleeves. So here on the side, they mount right here. Of course you can put it this way, or you can put it this way. They have 2 zippers, then you can open it top or bottom. But they're side entry. So they fit on this track, one on each side, and then side entry. No organization on the inside of these. They do expand because they have these pleats in there, and they're nice. What would you put in here? Probably just some accessories kind of thing. It does expand, of course, but it's not big enough for a water bottle. Now they have other ones tried to fit earlier, you know, the Yeti didn't fit. But if we go down to something smaller, like this colloidal size, that one will fit in there pretty nicely, and it'll work. They have a different one that I will probably get if they have it in VX, but they have one that opens from the top. So I think that one would definitely fit this water bottle easier to get out on the go. But yeah, so these are, I had them off there just so you could see how slick this bag was. We'll get them on there here at the end just to show the whole thing in all its glory. There is another thing that I got. We talked about the buckle. Cool. Now this thing, and I have it, again, accessories. They sell this little strap. We'll take it off here in a second. But what this thing does is attaches to this organizer, folio, and which is honestly one of the coolest things about this whole thing. And then I've got this other piece onto it. So I've got pieces attached to pieces, which I'm attached to this thing. But before I did that, I just want to show you that when you got to your location, if the Spar was too big, you could just carry this thing around. It's a little crossbody. Carry your iPad around, maybe go to the conference or whatever you wanted with just some of the essentials without having to take the whole 20-liter bag, because you would have all your clothes in there. So that's pretty cool. Now this thing, what's on the front of this? This is an even cooler piece. Of course, got the clips on there. This has fold-out straps. Now this is your sling. Again, the system is, like I said, a system. And of course, this one's different. This is a multi-cam black, but you got this little piece. Now this is around you, hip pack style. I would take out the clips because the clips are going to dig in. They're probably the most inopportune time. And so I'm going to take those out here in a second. But that attaches to this, which attaches to this. So, but this little piece here, again, I've got, like I showed you already, and this is like some seatbelt material, so that's a little different. But let's take this thing off. Slide these things off. So this thing's totally packable. Put this thing inside the bag. When you get to your destination, rip this thing out, take this thing off the front, and then now you can go about town with your little satchel, which is cool. Nice, huh? All right, so inside this, again, this thing's pretty cool. Probably wouldn't, they sell another little thing that attaches to the front of this, which I didn't get. I may later, but this is just really, honestly, one of the coolest pieces about this. And it is a nice little handle in the back, but little Velcro enclosure. Of course, you can close that down. And then there's a nice little pocket, which only goes down to here. So you can see that pocket. I just got a pocket knife in there, so I didn't forget to tell you about those little things. Now there's two parallel sleeves. You can put different tech in there. So in this one, the bottom, I have just standard iPad in a protective case. Fits in there quite nicely. And then this one is behind it and also big. So you can fit your laptop in here, fit it down, actually zip it, ta-da, laptop and iPad in the front area, so you can have your all your tech on the outside of the bag if that's what you wanted to do. It's reasonably protected in there, and it would be on the front of the bag so you can access things on the go. That's how I would roll if I was wanting to access that stuff on the go. Probably just keep an iPad mini in the front, maybe an iPad if I needed to, but anyway, that tech is totally secured inside that bag. Now let's bring in the R6 and let's fit it on top of there. Again, undo the Velcro. And these little things just fit ever so carefully. It's not to the tolerance where you got to be right on there, but you do have to have them sort of aligned. And then they fit down the track. There we are. Boop. Super easy. And then this can be a little tricky because you're trying to get two parallel sides on at the same time. And there we go. So that fits all the way down. Then you secure the top. And this sucker is not going anywhere because these Velcro straps prevent the top from launching itself off the front of it And there you go. So we have the spar, then we have this little folio attachment, and you could put this thing in the front if you wanted to. Me, I would probably like to keep this a little bit slimmer, leave it like that, and probably just use this on the inside of the bag for my around town. So how would I use this? If I was going to a conference somewhere or needed my tech on the go, I'd use that. Disconnect it, use the straps. If I didn't need that, just wanted some camera gear, ultra compact, rip this thing out, put your camera gear in here and go. You could also use this for toiletries. There's, you know, minimal organization in this. It's got a pair of shorts right in there now, but there is a little key loop, which is cool. And then there's this one mesh pocket in the back. So you can kind of keep some stuff segmented, and it's a reasonable size for around town. Again, I would take the clips off if you weren't going to use it that way. In fact, we'll do that in a second. Put things all together on the side, and there you go. So really, really cool design. Big fan of this. Of course, it's got a plastic buckle on the front, which is it's just fine. You'd have to cut that sucker off to get something else on there, but just cool. All right, links in the description, all this stuff, by the way. Let's take the clips off of here and the spar, put on the side pockets, and then we'll talk about the spar. Let's do that. All right, so here we go. Here's the Mission Workshop R6 with the front area all decked out with tech. You got, again, don't forget about your zipper pocket up here, and then you've got a side pocket. So this kind of hides the rails and gives you an additional pocket. It's probably the minimum I would want to do this with this pack. I don't think I'd want to roll with just the rails exposed, but you could do you. But this is just a minimal way to make this bag look pretty clean. Of course, it looks pretty complicated because you've got this, all this stuff going on. But that's what it is. This side would just go on there just like that. But I'll have the other clips attached to, I need to get some more clips when I'm in San Francisco. But let's get to the spar. Spar, 8 liters. And the strap, which again, you'd have to put somewhere else, attaches pretty easily to the back of this. Now, it just fits through the plastic buckle and latches on. Now, what's cool is you have choices, and they're folded inside. You can either go left or right shoulder, however you want to do it. They're both in there, and then when you're not using them, you just tuck them inside, which goes all the way through, which is kind of cool. So for me, I prefer over the right shoulder, so I'll put this buckle through here, and we will be off and running. And so there it is. So this is what I showed you in the little video there. This is just a little crossbody action, very comfortable and padded. And honestly, when I was there, this is one thing I just had to get. Back panel is just a 500, actually it's a little foamy, a little mesh, a little comfortable, and some more attachment points. I got the clips on there right now, but I will be taking those off shortly to reattach this, but we'll do that after the video. A little Mission Workshop tag here on the side, really nice, right? Fidlocks, this is what had me, what brought me to it. Fidlock attachment, and then it's just a nice little fold over top. Inside here for my 8 liters of volume, 2 field pockets. That's it. And inside here is a little protected loop. It's not terribly deep in terms of what kind of tech should we bring. Definitely not bringing the laptop on this one. But the question that I have really is a full-size iPad going to fit in the back there? I don't think it will. I think it's a little too shallow. No, it actually kind of does. It's actually perfect for a regular size iPad. And it is way elevated because on this back panel, it goes to about here. So it keeps that iPad very protected. Regular size iPad is pretty much what it's designed for. It's nice, which is cool. iPad mini would also fit in there, but the regular size iPad, it's like perfectly designed for that, which is nice. I like that. Didn't even notice that the first time I looked at this. Now, otherwise, what's cool about this design, 2 things that I wish we kind of had in this. One, there's a front pocket, side access, that's expandable, and it is got this lining which is comfortable, and it's going to keep your phone from getting scratched if you put that in there. Also got a little key loop for me, a flashlight, maybe some other tool in there, but it's really nice. That's that expanded section. On this back area, this little zipper garage, you can actually access the main part of the bag. And this is a feature I wish I had over there, but I don't. But this makes this sling very versatile, very useful, not cheap. Definitely a premium on this one when you come to the price. But other than that, it is just a nice little design. When I saw it, I immediately wanted to try it out, and I have. And I like it. It's really cool. That's the Spar. And just because I'm talking about the Spar, there's another design that I've been using and had been using, and it's kind of a direct comparison, and this is a boundary supply sling. And this one is something I had been using for a while. Has a lot more features, I would say, but this is just a simple version of what this is. Again, fidlocks, but this one, besides just the fidlock opening, which is really cool, you can also access the main compartment from, I think, this side. That gets you into, actually no, these are just the front area. What's really cool is this external top compartment, and then the other bigger area for more tech. So I would say a lot more features in this boundary supply version, and it's nice. I've been using this one for work off and on when I just need to take a couple of things. Fidlock in the front. Anyway, boundary supply for that one. Definitely think that's pretty cool. All right, wrapping things up. Again, I've talked about all the inside-outside features. There's a lot going on in this one. Again, chapter markers. Of course, you're at the end of the video, though, so it doesn't matter to you now. Lots of utility with this between all the designs. Just, you can really go nuts. More attachments. Definitely check out the links in the description to go see what other attachments are available. Kind of one that you can mix and match the colors too. Go multicam black on regular 500D, that kind of thing. You can really make this totally your own design. So definitely go check them out. If you're in San Francisco, Mission District, definitely highly recommend go and check them out. You might think you're lost. It's kind of down an alleyway, but you'll get there. It's through some chain link fence. You'll see the shop, and super friendly. We'll talk about bags to your heart's content and other accessories. Just again, super awesome people. Loved hanging out with them for a little bit. Definitely will be going back to check them out at the Mission Workshop. So there you go. That's it. That's the ARKIV R6 field pack from Mission Workshop. Super cool. Love how it comes together. Not perfect. Got a couple things that I would maybe change, and I talked about those in the video. Either way, this one is super cool. Definitely very weather resistant and durable. Great outdoor field pack in a range of colors and everything. If you're in San Francisco, definitely recommend checking them out. Shop is super cool, super friendly. They'll tell you about all their designs, cycling focused bags mostly, but not all. They've got apparel, some other things. Definitely check them out. Links in the description, of course. And in the meantime, we're gonna continue to be outside here, getting the dogs all dirty out in the woods, getting the field pack a little dirty as well. See you in the next video. Definitely subscribe, sign up for alerts. Got a lot of cool stuff coming out. With that, see you in the next video. This is the Mission Workshop R6 ARKIV field pocket. Not a field pocket, field pack.